obviously been kind of refreshed this year. You have Gavin Gayhart coming back. It's going to be one of your young returners. How's that group looking so far? And who are you expecting the big season out of?
Yeah, I mean, I think, first of all, Gavin's the only starter we got coming back on the guys up front, but we also added some pieces to the puzzle there up front. Brought one of our players that started for us at Louisville. I think Cincinnati kid is going to be a great player for us at the guard position. We brought a player in from Kentucky that's going to be an outstanding player at Buford. So we got some more pieces to the puzzle there up front that I think that'll enable us to be a competitive, up front. I think obviously the trenches, man, you got to be good. Our defensive line, I think, is going to be very, very good and solid. Offensive line, I think we'll have at least 7 or 8 guys that'll be able to rotate and play at high level.
Coach Emory Jones transferred in from Florida. With Ben Bryant transferring to Northwestern, what does that QB room look like?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're still a good QB room. I mean, really excited about, the next couple of guys that we have there that are going to be competing for the job there. We did sign a freshman last year out of Michigan, Drogosh, that I think is going to be outstanding. He's put on 22 pounds since January. He's about 6'3", about 210, 212, right in that range. Can run, can throw. I think we're excited about that quarterback room. Now, you do have to have another one. Obviously, something happens to Emory, you want somebody else to be able to come in and play, and we want to be able to utilize the legs in the quarterback room. But I hope we'll stay healthy at that position. But I'm excited about the room, and I think we got enough people surrounding those quarterbacks to be very competitive and be able to look at football.
What kind of chemistry did Jones and Xavier Henderson have at Florida, and do you expect that?
Yeah, they do
continue?
have good history. I mean, you can see the chemistry on the field now when they're out throwing. The communication piece between the two. Xavier's kind of a quiet kid. He doesn't say a whole lot. Just he runs and catches. But I think the chemistry, obviously, between the quarterback and the receivers have to be big. This summer's been huge for us because they're all new. A whole new receiver room, but they've been working extremely hard at that. I think that's why for me, probably more than any other August camp that I've ever been a part of, we got a lot of work to do this August because now you got to bring a team together with some guys, some newcomers, some transfers, and bring them all together and get them all on the same page. So that's going to be huge.
I was say, have you asked? NIL, do you think we need more uniformity to stay
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're sitting here where all these states have different rules, different regulations, and schools are approaching it in a lot of different ways, and it's not obviously not the same. And I think if we want to get some more regularity, where it's a level playing field, I mean, we certainly got to get there. But how we get there, that's the big question. I mean, is it the NCAA? Is it the politicians? Who is it and what is it, and how we're going to get there? But it needs to happen fast, rather than slower.
Is it a competitive advantage for the schools and states who NIL laws are?
Absolutely, it is. The big thing right now is not sustainable with donors. With trying to put the dollars in there. We have to be able to do some things that are going to be different. And I know the state of Texas is one of those states where they have an advantage. I think a lot of our schools that we're playing in the Big 12 are in the state. So it's going to be something that we have to look at and hopefully get more uniformity.
How are you handling so many newcomers, especially even coming in post-spring? Have you ever experienced anything like that? Do you reach out to anyone for advice?
No, I mean, I think every year you got new guys coming in, so it's kind of the same approach. Just now you're adding freshmen and you're adding transfers. You're adding it's a little bit more people. The mix is, but it's the same approach. We're going to work hard. We're going to push them in the weight room. We're going to try to create adversity in the weight room. We're on the field when we're doing our workouts to see how guys react. Are they going to keep fighting? Are they going to keep coming back? Or are they going to throw their hands up and walk off the field? So those are things that we're trying to figure out with these guys. But it's the same approach. You're going to go hard, and the best players are going to play. And so whoever that may be.
Thousands of players get to transfer portal, and there are some players that still have not found scholarships. Is the transfer portal in your mind good for college football? It's good for you because you're able to find talent that you may have a good response and be able to find it. But is it good for the college player and for the team?
I think it depends on how they use it. If you're a player and you're just jumping in the portal and you don't have anywhere to go, then that's not good. If you've got a great idea where you had schools recruiting you and you've got a good idea where you may end up going, then I think it can be positive. It is what it is. These are rules that we're having to go by now. And for us, we try to use it as a positive this year when we lost so many players. Well, who can we go out and find to help come in here and help us win? So I think you have to use that side of it. But hopefully, next year we don't lose as many players in the portal. We don't have to go out and get as many players, and we can build up from the ground up with the high school players.
You mentioned the transition of Evan Prater to a wide receiver. Could you just walk us through what those conversations were like with him a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think this spring, his shoulder's bothering him. We going back and forth. Do we, try to go in and do a procedure to fix that, and take a chance on not playing this fall, or maybe, hey, let's look at maybe another position and let's utilize your talents and your ability that as an athlete. And he was open to that possibility. We met with his family, we met with him several times, and I'm excited the fact that he wants to play and get on the field, and so is his teammates. And he's got great respect in the locker room for the rest of his teammates. He is a very, very good athlete with great size. What you don't know, can he run around and catch? Well, we've seen that now. He can, and so he'll help us. He'll help us in the first game. Hopefully, we'll be able to utilize him in a lot of different ways. Not just playing as a split-end receiver. Maybe be able to motion him, do some things in the backfield. Just there's a lot of options there when you got a guy with his ability. And so we're excited about being able to work that out.
Would you put him in a wildcat type thing?
Potentially. There's nothing that we don't want to put say that we can't do anything with him. So we potentially put him in a wildcat, motion him in any different ways in the backfield, handing the ball. I mean, a lot of different things we can do with him. He's very athletic.
He's got a lot of challenges, obviously, first year in conference. I'm wondering how you feel like with just your personal background. You grew up and you worked hard as a kid. Like how those sorts of things you feel like factor in this for you personally.
Yeah, I mean, it's anything you do, you got to work hard. I mean, in this league, it's going to be a new league, a new team, a lot of newness, right? And but the only way to attack it, I know how to attack it, is to put your feet down and start working. And that's the way our program is. That's the way it's been built. I love that about the DNA in our program, and so we'll continue to do that. And we're going to have a lot of challenges. We know that when we start playing in this league, but we'll make the most of it. We'll adjust, and then we'll keep moving forward.
Is there
Like time for one more? Family, friends, they see you sort of after this. What's been their response to sort of seeing you go to this?
Well, I mean, family and friends. I mean, they're extremely supportive. I mean, they're gonna have your back no matter what. So they're pulling for us. We got they all have Cincinnati Bearcat gear now, and they're loving the Bearcats. So we'll try to make them proud.
All right, thanks, Coach.